So for the last few weeks, I've been on the Pacific Northwest, Oregon, Northern California, Washington State, Idaho, Wyoming, and Montana. And as you know, if you follow this channel for any length of time, I have a passion for videotaping wildlife. And I also have a project of trying to get actual footage of a Sasquatch, if they do indeed exist. Now, I love animals, and I go to great lengths trying to get extraordinary footage that you're not going to see anyplace else on YouTube. I'm not talking about, television, documentaries, things like that, but I love this stuff. And I've spent a lot of time in the last month looking through the viewfinder of a camera. And fortunately, I was able to get these gray whales, something we don't have on the East Coast, out in Oregon, and it was pretty phenomenal. It's amazing how much footage I have of gray whales from all different angles. But I was heading to a subscriber's house who is a very famous radio personality, and in January of this year, I left game cameras on her property. So I went back to visit her and collect my cameras and get the footage, set the cameras up again, and leave them to see what would come to pass. After 6 months in Oregon, this is what I got. Yeah, deer. Deer. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less, just deer. And the camera only lasted for a month. For some reason, the batteries failed, and it is what it is. But this is what happened when I went out there to find these cameras and collect them. This just happened. Okay, last time I was here, which was about 6 months ago, this is exactly where I found a jawbone of some dead animal. I haven't been back here ever, and as you can see, nobody's been on this trail. This trail is not worn down. And right off the bat, there's a good-sized dead animal with some serious claws. So just so you don't think I'm fooling, here's the metadata from when I was at this exact location where I found the dead, torn-apart black bear. This was February 1st, 2025. And I'm on a very, very famous radio personality's property. And I rode up this trail. And then the following day, I rode up this trail, and this was in the middle of the mud trail, which is just crazy. So I go back. I left game cameras here for the entire duration, and when I come back to collect the game camera, that's when I discover the dead bear carcass in the exact same location. For whatever that's worth. But what is this? Right in the middle of the trail again. Is this a bear cub? That freaks me out. This is exactly where I found that jawbone, and I know I got it saved. I know I do. So yes, I did have it saved. I set up the game cameras, and then I moved on. I was in Wyoming setting up game cameras where I was told a Bigfoot was recently sighted. So I got the coordinates, and I headed out on my mountain bike, and then I started hiking on foot. And as I'm setting up a camera, I realized there's a giant bear right next to me. And it appeared to be eating berries or something. Now I'm looking at it through a Canon EOS R5 with a 400 millimeter lens with a doubler on it. So I'm about 40 yards away, and it doesn't seem to be paying attention. And to me, it looks like a black bear. So I'm thinking, if I don't mess with it, it won't mess with me. So I'm watching it, and I'm watching it. And then I notice it starts looking around, and I'm thinking to myself, is this thing smelling me? Maybe I should get moving a little bit. And then it looks right at me and keeps eating berries. So I'm thinking, I think I'm good. I think I'm good to go. I think I smell so bad from not showering that it just thinks I'm a decomposing carcass with a camera, and leave it at that. And then I notice there's two other bears, and they're cubs, I believe. Um, they look like big bears, but they're smaller. And one of them is brown, or as you can see, reddish brown. That's the mama right there. And I'm staring straight at her, but I just can't stop filming. And they seem to be busy doing their own thing, so I think I'm cool. You know what I mean? I think I'm cool. So I'm watching, but I'm keeping a good eye on her because I still have about maybe 50 yards to my mountain bike and then about another 300 yards to my truck. So I got no bear repellent. I don't even have a noisemaker. I had cargo shorts on with a game camera in each pocket, and I had the Canon around my neck. So I ain't running too fast. If I do, I gotta jettison the camera, which I don't know if I would be able to do that or not. But I got some extraordinary footage. Now, the video title says Grizzly in it. Stand by. Stand by. I don't think these are grizzlies. I know they aren't. But it's coming. This scared me to death. Not this right here, but what you're about to see. But I'm going to let you see this because this little black bear cub is the cutest thing in the world. And the day before, I found the carcass of one of these guys and wasn't exactly sure what it was. I mean, the paws were the size of my hands, but just the location of it freaked me out because exactly 6 months prior, at that exact location, I found two sticks crossed on the ground with a jawbone on it. And I'm out on somebody's private property in the middle of nowhere, Oregon. I'm at a compound of a very wealthy person. Let's leave it at that. How about that? But I couldn't believe these bears were this close. This was awesome. It was awesome. All you can hear in this is the wind. That's all you can hear. So I don't have any audio on this one. I tried to keep the audio in as much as I could, but it's just obnoxious. Probably less obnoxious than me talking, but put on some good music and just watch the video on mute if you want. But this is awesome. And I've been out in the woods for the last 9-10 days straight. I haven't showered. I got poison oak on my leg and behind my knee, really bad. When you're living outside and you got poison ivy or oak, it sucks. It sucks. But anyways, there she is, Mama Bear eating. She's keeping an eye on me. And every time she looks at me, I turn away, I turn the camera away, and hope for the best. So this was awesome. This was really cool. I didn't push it very much. I set up and went to another location, and it was another place that was a quote-unquote Bigfoot sighting, so I wanted to go set up game cameras. And this time around, I could hear something crunching through the woods, and I was completely alone. So I pull out the camera, and I'm like, oh, that's not a black bear. That's a grizzly. And he looks hungry, and from where I'm standing, it looks like his hackles are up. But then I realized that's just what he looks like, so that was cool. He was hunting for something, and like I said, 400 millimeter camera with a doubler on it. But I'm still close enough where he can catch up with me in no time flat. I'm stuck here. I don't know what to do, because if I start running, he can catch right up with me. And I'm about 140 yards from my mountain bike, and I don't even know how far from my truck. But I didn't end up setting up a game camera here because I was too scared. Because once he wandered away, as big as he was, I'd guess he was about 700 to 800 pounds, he just walked into the grass and disappeared. It was crazy. Right there, I'm like, okay, now I can't see him. I'm out of here. At any rate, maybe to you it's not a big deal, but I'm a city boy, and my lifelong dream has been to get epic footage of a grizzly bear. Fortunately, this footage wasn't recovered from an SD card that the bear pooped out after eating my body. I did manage to get away. At any rate, I'm not done yet, but I wanted to get this video up because it's awesome, and that's all there is to it. If you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. I love this stuff. I live for this stuff. At any rate, hit that like, share, subscribe, leave a comment below, and please don't tell me I should have had bear repellent. I know. It is what it is. I'm out.